Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all having a great day and that you are all doing well. To start things off, internet giant Google, which controls the world and has the most used search engine across the internet with over 3.5 billion daily searches and more than 1.2 trillion searches per year, is methodically introducing more crypto elements to its ecosystem of tools. Google appears to be working on a new way to display more cryptocurrencies when users search for a specific coin, increasing exposure to the category at large. In the screen grab below, a search for XRP returns a full crypto display bar. Right below the search term and above the top news stories, each graphic card in the bar displayed a search term relative to XRP, including Ripple, Bitcoin, Litecoin, IOTA, Cardano, Stellar, Dogecoin, and Ethereum. For those, most people should be looking at the screen. I've actually noticed this over the last months. This isn't something that's fairly new, but this actually is like them allowing these things to kind of be shown on their homepage, however you kind of want to call it. There was a situation that we had in 2018 where Google and Facebook and everybody, they were banning anything that had to do with cryptocurrencies. They said like only very legit things could be shown on their websites. They also banned ICOs and stuff like that. So the fact that they now have like, beautiful colors and they're showing exactly what's happening in the cryptocurrency space directly on their page, it's kind of something very significant. There's also a thing that I've noticed as well. If you type in the word Bitcoin and then click enter on Google, you'll be taken directly to like the actual like price of Bitcoin in your local currency. Kind of interesting. The new interface appears to be in the test phase since current searches for XRP, Bitcoin, and Ethereum or any of the leading cryptos returns a standard page minus the crypto search bar. Something right there. Google has already integrated 4 cryptocurrencies into its currency conversion tool. It supports Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Ether, and Litecoin. So, yeah, they've essentially integrated these cryptocurrencies along with like other world currencies onto their platform as well. They also have like a currency conversion thing as well that you can do directly within Google. Like if you type in like 1 BTC in USD, like you'll also get like a price for that as well. Kind of interesting to see exactly. I mean, to be fair, or rather in my own opinion, I figured that Google and Facebook and all these other companies were into cryptocurrencies regardless of what they said or regardless of what they might have done or how they were banning people from, posting or so and so you can advertise with us, whatever, the case might have been. It's nice to see that we're slowly moving forward, that we're no longer this like illegitimate financial networking thing that nobody kind of wants to touch or talk to, because I mean, while Google is pretty much Skynet in our reality, and the nicest way of saying it is it's nice to see that we're no longer being ignored. It's just kind of the nicest way of saying it. I mean, and they're also Google, they control the world. So yeah, let's move on. What I think might actually be one of the coolest, craziest, and maybe least spoken about things on the internet right now. There are a lot of countries who are financially, monetarily, not doing as good as they possibly could be doing. And when we talk about actual adoption of the cryptocurrency space and we hear certain things like this, I think it seems like a joke to people. A lot of people don't take it really seriously. But you'd better believe that these discussions are definitely happening behind the scenes because, you'll see as I read on. Serial investor and Bitcoin bull Tim Draper has taken his advocacy of the cryptocurrency Bitcoin a step further, making a bet with the president of Argentina. As local news outlet La Nación reported on the 22nd of March, Draper sees Bitcoin as the ideal tool to combat Argentina's economic woes. He met with the president, Mauricio Marci, last Wednesday ahead of a fintech and blockchain summit organized by his dedicated Argentine fund, Draper Cygnus. Here he is. Look at his tie, for goodness sake. Like, you want to talk about somebody who's like obsessed with Bitcoin? Is this guy right here. The 60-year-old remains in the spotlight after hitting mainstream media headlines for a different kind of Bitcoin plug last week. He said we talked about Bitcoin and the devaluation of the peso, and I proposed a bet. He said if the peso is valued more than Bitcoin, I double the investment I am making in the country. And if Bitcoin acquires more value than the peso, that would be a perfect solution because there is no confidence in the local currency. As Bitcoiners has mentioned, Argentina has faced currency problems and its associated effects such as brain drain for several years. As much attention focuses on Venezuela as a crucible of economic collapse and Bitcoin as a rescue package, Argentina has given increasing hints that its utility in the face of its own adversity cannot be ignored. So what we pretty much have here is that, for those who didn't get that, I don't know how binding this is. I would assume, or I'd hope if this is public, that the fact that they've even had it, the fact that Tim Draper has had a conversation with the president of Argentina that pretty much said, if your inflationary currency is valued more than Bitcoin, I will put extra millions of dollars into your country. However, if Bitcoin happens to be worth more than your currency, then switch over to Bitcoin. Not sure how that's going to work out. And I don't mean like from a logistics standpoint. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they've been working on it. This is why I always say I think so many people don't really get what's happening around the world. It's no longer my job to kind of make sure that you understand. When you have rich people, first of all, for those who don't know, who are unaware, who have never looked at the news before, rich people kind of control politics. They control policies. They control everything that you do in your life. And this is why you live the way that you do. Not to say something negative or positive, it's just how politics are. When you have rich people advocating for the usage of Bitcoin as a national currency and you have presidents around the world listening to them, like, you'd better believe that this is not the only country where this is happening. This is happening in at least, I want to say, 15 other countries around the world, not even including the other 6 that we know about who are also probably, allegedly, buying up Bitcoin as well as they're trying to get away from U.S. sanctions. The time is coming. I think when it does hit us, it's going to take us all by surprise. I don't even think Bitcoin's price will react will react that crazily, simply because I think a lot of people won't really understand what's happening until the price kind of skyrockets. And anyway, I thought that was kind of cool. Not many people have the gall to make a bet with the president of any country and saying, if your currency turns to crap, you have to adopt a Bitcoin. Kind of insane. Next up, United Kingdom-based social trading platform eToro has announced the listing of Tron. The firm tweeted on Monday. The announcement comes on the heels of the launch of eToro's crypto trading service in the US. The company announced it will offer crypto trading services in 32 US states, listing Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, and Stellar. So Tron's influence is rapidly and surely taking over a lot quicker than I expected it to. But I mean, at this point, when you are where Tron has been for quite a long amount of time, like if Tron had slipped to like the 28th position, I think a lot of people would have paid less attention to it. But there seems to be, allegedly, I can't confirm this, a lot of money floating around Tron. And I mean, just the amount, this is not the first time that we've had news like this where Tron is being added to another platform or service. It's been at least a good 18 different platforms, at least since like December. So the liquidity that this is why when I talk about, and forgive me for the side talk, when I talk about holding Tron because I think it'll go up in price, not because I believe in the token. Keeping in mind, this is about making money and not because I have fallen in love with a digital asset. It's more that Tron hit 25 cents before. I'm fairly certain it'll hit 25 cents again. And when you've been added to at least 18 other different platforms, you're probably setting yourself up for hitting a good 50 to 60 cents per coin. Not going to talk about people talking, the $5, $6, $7 Tron people. I'm aiming for a realistic number. But yeah, Tron is now on eToro, and let's move on. So probably one of the more annoying news stories, and it's not really their fault. Peer-to-peer cryptocurrency trading platform known as Local Bitcoins is taking new steps to meet new anti-money laundering compliance guidelines. Based in Helsinki, the crypto fintech company is responding to the country's Virtual Currency Service Providers Act. Sorry about that. Try not to cough directly into the mic. Approved by Finnish regulators. The Act amends AML guidelines to comply with the 5th Anti-Money Laundering Directive 5-AMLD issued by the European Commission. Local Bitcoins lets users create listings that indicate the quantity of Bitcoin they'd like to buy or sell. Once there's a match, the two parties can then arrange to complete the transaction outside of Local Bitcoins using a long list of methods, including wire transfers and cash deposits directly to a bank account. 5-AMLD guidelines have introduced several requirements for cryptocurrencies. I'm not going to even read through them. Part of for those who've never used Local Bitcoins and have no idea what Local Bitcoins even is, it's pretty much an app. You can type it in, hey, I have $500, I'm looking to buy some Bitcoin, and then somebody will pop up and say, hey, I have, $500 worth of Bitcoin, let's meet in a Taco Bell. And you guys go meet together, you swap the money, you swap the so-and-so, and then you kind of go on your way. The problem is that a lot of people have taken advantage of other people in both ways. There have been people who have tried to get like $10,000 worth of Bitcoin at one time, knowing good and well that you should be staying at a lower amount because governments always flag numbers like that. And these people have either been beat up for their money, they've had like sting operations, and all this other crazy stuff has been going on. The idea of Local Bitcoins was just if you have an extra 20, 30, 40, 50 lying around and you wanted some cryptocurrencies, find somebody, you can swap it back and forth. You don't have to go through a cryptocurrency exchange. People like to lose their minds and, I'm going to buy $15,000 worth of Bitcoin right now. And what's been happening is governments have been taking notice because, of course, there's always one person who ruins it for everybody. And pretty much now governments are freaking out because they realize that not only is Local Bitcoins popular, but that is becoming a very big thing. We also saw this before in, where was it? It was in Venezuela and Argentina, if I'm not mistaken. I think it might actually be a little... Let's see if there's actually a thing over here. Yeah, there we go. Yep. Like things like this have been, on Local Bitcoins. People have been throwing in an enormous amount of money into Local Bitcoins because it's kind of the easiest way to get your cryptocurrency. But governments don't like this. And like I said, it's not Local Bitcoin's fault. They kind of, you have to, if you want to continue being run as a company, kind of have to do these things. We're seeing the same exact thing when it comes to cryptocurrency ATMs. It was bound to happen, but what's going to end up happening, much like everything else, is that someone is probably, I don't know them, probably already working on a decentralized platform that's going to do the exact same thing, that doesn't have a central database or a centralized, not country, but like it won't be in one central spot, so that people can also do what they want, how they want, buy cryptocurrencies when they need to. It just kind of is what it is. It's kind of how the world works. Anyway, let's move on. This goes right onto the back of what we were talking about yesterday. There was the news that 95% of cryptocurrency volume is faked. And then when I read through the article, you actually figure out that it's only 5% of the actual exchanges in the world, not the top 10 exchanges, as the lower 5% who have 95% of their volume being faked. So we now have Messari, who has created a brand new index for the top 10 cryptocurrency exchanges. Messari launched a new product dubbed Real 10 Volumes, a horrible name, on its on-chain FX dashboard to limit its default volume calculations to the chosen exchanges. So these are the 10 exchanges that we figured out yesterday as well that actually have real volume. They're Binance, Bitfinex, Bitflyer, Bitstamp, Bittrex, Coinbase Pro, also Coinbase, Gemini, Itbit, Kraken, and Poloniex. In the post, Messari said that the aforementioned exchanges report a significant and legitimate trading volumes via their APIs, their application programming interface. The company further revealed that in the coming months will add other exchanges, adding clean book data to their data feeds. Everyone, like I said, everyone's trying to get in on it. We knew for a very long time, like part of my problem is in the cryptocurrency space is that we know when wrongdoings are happening, but it takes someone talking to the SEC for everyone to go, oh my gosh, yes, that is a problem. And then they kind of all, oh no, yeah. From the very beginning, we knew this. You know what? We're going to create a brand new place. Everyone knows exactly who's real. And it's like we've known for a very long time. Like we had news in 2017 and especially in 2017, where all these cryptocurrency exchanges, people figured out that some of these exchanges would have around like $5 million worth of Bitcoin in a wallet. and that wallet was simply pushing back money back and forth through the wallets itself, and it was causing that crypto exchange, whatever it was. We've lost at least 45 crypto exchanges over the last year and a half, and that exchange would have a volume of around $100 million in one day because they were pushing the same money back and forth between the wallets as if someone was actually buying and selling them. And it's just how things are. It should not be that way. But I mean, if this is, someone was asking me this in the comment section, I think about a day ago, maybe even less. I answered it recently, and it's like, it has to do more with being legitimate. Like, a lot of these people don't really care about cryptocurrency. They could care less about decentralization. What it comes down to is that they want to say that they're the first to do something, and they say that, we are the superheroes. We're the one who showed you exactly what's going on. Like, we've known for a very long time that CoinMarketCap has been fraudulent, that the stuff that they've done, the practices, the removing and adding things and the shifting things around, none of that should also be happening because it moves the market up and down. Like, it's partially market manipulation. So if you plan on doing things like this, cleaning up the cryptocurrency space, do it, announce it, but don't run to the SEC or announce that you're doing all these new things to, show fake volume and, to be able to have other people understand what fake volume is, when we've known that this has been happening for a very long time. Like, we've had the controversy with Tether. My gosh, with Tether for a very long time. It's not even like these things are brand new. It's just now that this is like the news of the week and everyone is freaking out about it and everyone's trying to show their fancy new dress to the SEC. Anyway, let's move on. To kind of finish things up, developers behind privacy-oriented coin Grin are discussing crucial potential changes to the cryptocurrency's hard fork roadmap, since plans to keep mining decentralized through a system of system-wide upgrades, usually known as hard forks, may not pan out quite as well. Whoa, sorry. That was my mic. As developers had hoped, they are looking to potentially adjust the upgrade schedule. So what's pretty much happening is Grin is trying to be a hyper decentralized cryptocurrency. You can't really have a hyper decentralized cryptocurrency if you have, oh my God, hold on. I love how I'm telling you all to hold on as if you're in a room with me. If my mic is doing that echo thing, my leg hit the main cord and then I moved a bit sideways and I unplugged something. I just replugged it back in. So if I'm echoing, hello. If I'm not, then yeah, we're still here. Anyway, so what they're trying to do is, I'll put it to you this way. Remember when Grin first came out? And then I think Beam came out like right before it, but Grin was like the closest thing that people were saying was next to Bitcoin, and everyone kind of lost their mind over Grin. Like a day or two later, we had news, for those who remember, about somebody, I think he was putting up $5 or $10 million or something like that to buy mining equipment to specifically just start mining Grin. And that was a really big problem for the community of Grin, because not everyone has $10 million to be able to start buying mining equipment to just only mine Grin. So what they're trying to do is that they're trying to slow it down. Apparently they have hard forks or upgrades, as they're known, as I think every 6 months or something like that over the course of a 2-year period. They're trying to stop this ASIC thing that's going on, where pretty much if you own ASICs and you have tons of ASIC machines, that you can pretty much dominate whatever you're trying to do, like whatever cryptocurrency you're trying to mine. This is not the first time that we've seen this from a cryptocurrency project. Many of them have also tried to stop ASICs. The people who create ASICs only want money. Like I said, there's so many players in the cryptocurrency space. As much as they would have you believe that they care about decentralization, they don't actually care. The point is making money, and as much money as possible. If they cared about it, then they would never have created these things in the first place. So what the people from Grin are trying to do is they're trying to make sure, or they would like it possible. Remember when they first came out and they said you'd be able to actually mine Grin directly from your own home computer, which is something that you cannot do with Bitcoin. They're trying to make sure that Grin stays this way for as long as humanly possible. You can't fight the wave forever. So this is what they're trying to do on Grin. I wish them the best of luck. Money is very powerful, and should Grin eventually go up in price even more than it already is right now, you'd better believe people are going to start buying as many ASICs as possible to be able to get as many Grin as they possibly can. Prices are, and I'm not even close to holding my breath. Prices started going up this morning. For those who are not looking at the screen, For some reason, EOS always loses its mind. Whenever Bitcoin goes up by 2% and EOS always shoots up by 11%. It's this really weird thing. EOS is up 11.6%. Cardano's up almost 10%. I think it was actually like 10% like a couple of minutes ago before I started the video. Stella's up 6.4%. Other significant ones. Let me say goes up 7%. BitShare's up 6%. Not many crazy ones. But every single time that this happens, everyone kind of loses their minds. I see so many articles about, oh my gosh, is the bear market over? And it's like, well, it wasn't over the last 15 times. So unless Bitcoin is going to $5,000 today, nobody hold your breath. But it is nice to see a sea of green. It would just be nicer if Bitcoin just got out of this range. It's a little annoying at this point. Anyway, I think that's definitely going to do it for this video. I hope that you all enjoyed. I hope that you all are having a great day, a great afternoon, a great morning, a great evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. Don't know why I just had that accent. My cold's just about gone. Sorry if I coughed into your ear. I mean, I really can't help it. I did pretty well. I could have coughed a lot more. As always, a very special thank you to my Patreon supporters. They are ShaolinFriedRice.com, RF Dusty, Crypnotic, Minting Coins, Setsuna, Nicholas, One Earth, One Peace, One Love, Jeffrey Dam, Paxis, Carl Borchanoff, Cody, Jeffrey Ramsey, Richie Rich III, Amy Starsheen, Jeremy Fox, Jared Schneider, Jim Gardner, Crypto Joe, Joey Carafa, Wise Night Owl, singer-songwriter Mike Savitz, Nick Kanaya, Anthony Charles, Yasha Harari, Travis Haynes, Nick Mangialavori, Professor Wally from Gunbot University, Arthur Yaku, L. Doug, Brady Niels, Rai, Gilboa Snake, and Vlad the Impaler. Thank you all very much again for your generosity. Thank you all once again for watching and listening. And yeah, I will talk to you all soon. See you.